I catch Larry Dunston hammering the last cedar panel of his fence, 3 feet onto my side of the property line. I roll up my driveway and catch him mid-act, and he spins around, jabbing his finger at me, shouting that his measurements are the only ones that count. I unroll my stamped survey right there on the grass, and Larry's smug grin falters as he realizes I'm not backing down this time. Judge, this fence has been standing for 6 years, and no survey is going to change that. I stood in the small claims courtroom with a rolled-up plat map under my arm, watching the HOA president, Larry Dunston, wave his hands at the judge. He was a retired contractor, thick-necked, always in a polo shirt with the HOA logo embroidered on the chest. He'd built that fence himself, a 6-foot cedar privacy wall that ran along the back of his property, and he'd built it 3 feet onto my lot. I'd bought the house 2 years ago. The survey was part of the closing documents, stamped by a licensed surveyor, showing the exact boundary line. Larry had ignored it when I first showed it to him. He'd said the survey was old and wrong, and that his own measurements were more reliable. He'd said it with a smile, like he was doing me a favor by explaining it. I didn't argue. I just called a different surveyor, a woman named Patricia Ung, who had 30 years of experience and a reputation for being thorough. She came out, set up her equipment, and spent an afternoon marking the line with orange flags. Her report matched the original survey exactly. Larry's fence was 3 feet over, clear as day. I sent him a certified letter with a copy of the new survey and a request to remove the fence within 30 days. He responded by having the HOA board vote to approve the fence as a common area improvement, which was nonsense because it was on my deed. I called a lawyer, a quiet man named Harold Phelps, who specialized in property disputes. He filed an ejectment action in county court. The process took 5 months. There were motions, a hearing, and a site visit by a court-appointed mediator. Larry argued that the fence had been there for years and that the HOA had approved it, which was true, but approval didn't override a recorded deed. The judge ruled in my favor. The fence had to come down, and Larry had to pay for the survey, the legal fees and damages for the trespass. The total came to just under $4,000. Larry wrote a check from the HOA's reserve fund, which I later learned he'd been using for personal projects. The fence came down on a Tuesday. I watched from my kitchen window as a crew hauled the cedar panels into a dump truck. Larry wasn't there. The principle was simple. A boundary line isn't a suggestion. It's a legal fact, backed by records and stamped by professionals. If you own property, you own the dirt under your feet, not someone else's. Have you ever had a neighbor claim your survey was wrong?